Welcome to this explainer. Whenever we start talking about achieving true financial freedom, I always think about where so many of us actually start out. Imagine being 16 years old, totally stuck on this seemingly endless hamster wheel, working an apprenticeship making wooden trash cans for literally $2 an hour. Your days just blur together, and every single shift feels like this heavy, exhausting reminder that you're essentially just a slave to your boss's schedule. Well, that was actually the real-life origin story of self-made millionaire Mark Tilbury. But here's the truly incredible part. He didn't just stay there. He figured out a concrete, actionable escape route and actually achieved millionaire status in his 20s. And today, we're going to break down his exact blueprint. We're going to build a crystal-clear, step-by-step roadmap to help get you off that hamster wheel and completely fast-track your way to financial freedom.
Okay, let's dive right into this. We've got a super clear, 5-step agenda to get through today that will totally equip you to scale your wealth. Step 1 is calculating your freedom figure. Step 2 is life hacking to save cash. Step 3 is the truth about credit cards. Step 4 is building multiple income streams. And finally, Step 5 is the true function of money.
All right, let's kick things off with Step 1, calculating your freedom figure.
So this isn't just some vague pie-in-the-sky dream. Your freedom figure is the exact mathematical baseline amount of money you actually need to live your life comfortably without ever having to panic over an unexpected bill again. Once this specific number is invested correctly, it generates enough passive income to fully support your lifestyle entirely on autopilot. To find it, we literally cost out your dream life. Let's look at a pretty realistic breakdown for someone in their 20s. Say, 30 grand a year for a nice city apartment in Miami or London. Over 4,000 for a used Porsche 911. You factor in your vacations, food, health, and leisure, and you hit a yearly lifestyle baseline of $75,245.
Okay, so now that we've got that $75,245 baseline, how do we know how much cash we actually need in the bank to generate it? Well, we use this amazing magic multiplier called the Rule of 25. You simply take your yearly expenses and you multiply them by 25. Go ahead, do the math with me. $75,245 multiplied by 25 gives you an ultimate investment goal of roughly $1.88 million. That right there, that is your freedom figure.
I absolutely love this analogy to explain how that 1.8 million actually works in practice. Think of your principal investment, that big cash stash, as a literal golden goose. If you invest that money and achieve just a modest return, say around 4% minimum, those returns are your golden eggs. You can comfortably live off those eggs every single year without ever depleting the main stash. But the absolutely critical rule here, you only ever take the eggs, you never ever eat the goose.
So where exactly do we put this goose so it lays the best possible eggs? Well, the historical answer is the S&P 500, which has boasted an incredible average annual return of 12 to 14% over the last decade. And honestly, the best part is you don't even need to be rich to start doing this. Step 1, you simply download an investing app like Trading 212. Step 2, search for an S&P 500 ETF, which basically lets you buy into the top 500 US companies all at once. Step 3, use fractional shares, meaning you can start investing with just a few spare dollars. And Step 4, just automate your investments using dollar cost averaging. That just means you invest a set amount on a regular schedule, whether the market is up or down, which totally smooths out your costs over time.
Now, I know reaching almost $2 million might sound a bit intimidating at first, which leads us perfectly into Step 2, life hacking to save cash. This section is all about the weapons you need to plug the hidden leaks in your wealth, and you can do it without giving up the lifestyle you actually love. Now, what's really interesting about this is how tiny, almost invisible changes compound into massive wealth. We call this brand hacking. For example, look at a box of branded Cocoa Pops for $4.25 versus the unbranded Choco Rice for just $1.66. They taste virtually identical, but by choosing the unbranded box, you immediately save $2.56. Now sure, $2.56 doesn't exactly sound like millionaire making money, right? But if you save $2.56 every single day across different grocery items, that's over $930 a year. You do that for 5 years, and you've saved over $4,600, literally just by swapping the logo on your cereal box.
Let's level up a bit to car hacking. Social media desperately wants you to believe that everyone your age is driving around in a brand new Range Rover. But the reality? Most of them are just buried in debt. The average monthly payment for a new car right now is a staggering $734. That is almost $9,000 a year just evaporating so you can keep up appearances. You want to avoid this trap completely.
Instead, buy a high-quality used car that has already hit the bottom of its depreciation curve. If you drive it for a few years, you can often turn around and sell it for almost exactly what you paid, with absolutely zero monthly debt hanging over your head.
And guys, the hacks literally do not stop there. Let's rapid-fire some of the more advanced strategies. First up, house hacking. You could buy a duplex, live in one half, and rent out the other to completely cover your mortgage. Or rent out your apartment on Airbnb for just 10 days a month while you stay with a partner and let that cover your rent. Next, you've got to consider tax hacking. Legally keep way more of your own money by using tax-free accounts, like an ISA in the UK or a Roth IRA in the US, and start claiming home office deductions for your side hustles. Finally, deal hacking. Never, ever accept the sticker price on a car. Get a firm quote from a buying service like CarMax, use it to negotiate hard with the dealership, and bring that price way down. Everything is negotiable if you just do your research and know the rules of the game.
Which brings us right into step 3, the truth about credit cards.
Okay, it is officially time to confront the absolute biggest financial lie told to young adults today. The myth that credit cards are purely evil and only exist to drag you into crippling debt. When you actually use it correctly, a credit card is one of the most incredibly powerful tools in your financial arsenal. Why? Because of your credit score. Think of your credit score simply as your financial reputation. It's basically a mathematical grade that shows big lenders exactly how reliable you are when it comes to handling borrowed money.
And here is exactly why that reputation matters so much. Let's say you're finally ready to buy your first house. If you've been using a credit card responsibly, meaning keeping the balance low and paying it off in full every single month, you will have built a stellar credit score. And that high score, it unlocks significantly lower mortgage interest rates. Over the course of a standard 30-year mortgage, a lower interest rate literally keeps tens of thousands of your hard-earned dollars right there in your pocket, instead of just handing it over to the bank.
Now we're going to shift into scaling that wealth with step 4, building multiple income streams. Listen, in today's economy, the whole idea of a single, secure job for life is completely dead. The average person will now work around 12 different jobs in their lifetime. Relying on just one single income stream is incredibly risky. Think of your income like a stool. Relying solely on a 9-to-5 job is exactly like sitting on a one-legged stool. If that one leg breaks, like if you get laid off, you immediately crash to the floor. You've got absolutely nothing holding you up. But if you build a multi-legged stool by adding side hustles, freelance gigs, and automated investments, your financial situation becomes rock solid. If one leg gets kicked out from under you, those other legs easily keep you completely supported and steady.
And this brilliantly illustrates something else that's absolutely crucial. It completely demolishes the "I'm too busy" excuse. We all have the exact same 168 hours in a week, right? If you subtract 56 hours for sleep, 40 hours for your day job, and let's even generously allocate 20.5 hours for meals and commuting, you are still left with a massive 51.5 hours of completely free time every single week. If you can't find the time to start a side hustle in those 50-plus hours, it is not a lack of time, it's a lack of priority.
And finally, we arrive at the culmination of this whole journey. Step 5, the true function of money.
This right here is the ultimate mindset shift. It's what genuinely separates those who stay stuck on the hamster wheel from those who achieve true freedom. You see, the poor generally believe that money simply exists to pay bills and fund their immediate lifestyle. The middle class, they believe money is a tool to build credit so they can just take out bigger loans for nicer cars and larger houses. But the rich? The rich understand that the true core function of money is expansion. They strictly avoid lifestyle inflation. When they make an extra $1,000, they don't run out and buy a new watch. They buy assets. They literally use their money to make more money.
So what exactly are these vehicles for expansion? Well, we already talked about the absolute easiest one, S&P 500 index funds. Then there's cryptocurrency, things like Bitcoin or Ethereum. Now, it has massive growth potential for sure, but because it's so volatile, smart investors usually only risk a maximum of 5% of their portfolio there. And of course, the ultimate wealth builder, real estate, whether that's through the house hacking we mentioned earlier or building a whole portfolio of rental properties. These are the powerful tools that do the heavy lifting for you while you're fast asleep.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with one absolutely crucial question to help you evaluate exactly where you are on this roadmap right now. I want you to take a hard look at your bank account, look at your daily habits, and ask yourself, are you just working for your money, or is your money finally working for you? The exact roadmap to your freedom theater is laid out right there in front of you. Now, it's just time to take that first step.